Oh, you caught me in the middle of hanging up my Jesus poster. Just kidding. That is Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jedi Master, and pretty cool dude. Or is he?
Hello there.
What's crack-a-lackin'? Abe from Abe Oof here. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit of a plot hole. Maybe not, depending on how you look at it. A little bit of a disclaimer. If you haven't seen The Mandalorian or the new Star Wars movie, there are going to be spoilers in this video. So if you don't care about that, keep watching. But if you do care about that, wait. Save this to your watch laters. Trust me. You'll be thinking about this too. But this plot hole kind of has been stuck in my head. I've looked up, seen other people talking about this too. It revolves around force healing. Force healing is basically where the user of the force would place their hand over an injured target and heal them at the expense of their own vitality, meaning that it's just a little bit of their life force taken away, put into someone else. Whoop, 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 whoop. Usually it's just for smaller injuries like broken bone, poisoning, but it can be used to bring someone back from the dead, as we saw in Rise of Skywalker. Now, that's kind of weird because nobody's ever really talked about force healing in that context. Usually it's just, like I said, minor injuries, but they explained it as because it was such a strong connection between Ben and Rey through their force dyad, which we saw come really into play with their ability to move objects. That happened. So like the lightsaber, when she gave him the lightsaber and stuff like that, pretty strong abilities. That's how they explained it. They're like, don't worry. It did cost Ben his life. He did. And is a thing that is a little bit more talked about in the legends rather than the true canon. But for the sake of the video and the sake of my brain power, we're going to focus mainly on instances in the canon. The first actual instance of force healing did happen when it was implemented in a game that's technically canon called Star Wars Uprising. Can't find much about the game because it was shut down just a little over a year after it was released because it was probably not that good. Technically, that is the first instance in canon that force healing is used before The Mandalorian and The Rise of Skywalker. So it's a little bit weird. So the instances of force healing being used recently, the child uses it to heal Greef Karga's arm in Mandalorian Chapter 7 after he was attacked by the big flying thing. I couldn't find a name for it, just big terror, big oof. Uses it to heal his arm after he was like, I'm gonna die, and the child was like, ah. Basic stuff.
He's trying to eat me.
Force healing is used a few times in The Rise of Skywalker actually. First time it actually happened off screen where Rey used it to heal the Kyber crystal in Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. That's the thing she can do now apparently. And then it was used a little bit similar to what the child did in The Mandalorian when she used it to heal the Vexa snake when they were stuck down in the sandpit thing. And the snake was like, hey, it works. The big thing that sticks out to me is when she used it to heal Kylo, aka Ben, on Kef Bur, the big ocean moon planet. After she impaled him, she just managed to heal him from that. Then, of course, the big one is when Ben used it to bring Rey back from the life at the expense of his own life. Because of the Force Dyad special power ability to be able to do that. Now, you may be wondering, okay, so they use force healing. So what? Force healing is defined as Rey losing a little bit of her vitality. It doesn't really show up as a major factor in the film. I may be wrong, but she didn't seem very beat after she just impaled Kylo Ren. And he's just laying there dying, and she's like, you're gonna die if I don't heal you. Well, he might have not died. Well, I know someone who did die from being impaled. Qui-Gon. Ripperoni. So if Ben was healed after being impaled, why wasn't Qui-Gon able to be healed by my good boy Obi-Wan? My boy Obi-Wan just kind of let Qui-Gon die. This was a thing Jedi could do. Now, there is an argument he wasn't trained to do that, and that's fair. I'm just saying that it seems like anyone can kind of do it, considering I don't think the child has had any formal training, and he was just able to heal the dude, and Ben just kind of did it. I don't think he was trained to do that, and they explained it as the dyad The dyad is just something they made up to explain why they're overpowered. Rey had the text, the ancient texts, so I'm kind of like, okay, I kind of get that. Kind of get why she was able to do it. Still don't get why she wasn't fatigued. But I still think Obi-Wan was powerful enough to do it. And it seems like a useful thing to know, considering Qui-Gon is dead. Obi-Wan was a powerful Jedi. Powerful enough that I think he could have done something. He could have at least, like, I don't know, a little bit of healing. I'm no expert, and I'm talking a lot. This is one plot hole that kind of makes you go, wait a minute. Okay. And now, if Obi-Wan could have healed Qui-Gon, if Obi-Wan, my boy, could have healed Qui-Gon, that would have changed things, because, you know, Anakin wasn't supposed to be allowed to be Padawan because Qui-Gon already had one. But since Qui-Gon dead, Obi-Wan was like, oh, high ground.
High ground!
I'll take him. Hello there. And boom, you got a Padawan. But I think that Obi-Wan is just a little bit of a bitch. Now, I said I wasn't going to talk a lot about the extended canon, the legends, because it's kind of confusing, kind of a lot. But some people like to bring it up when talking about Obi-Wan's power level, Obi-Wan's backstory, why he wasn't able to heal people. Then some people like to say that the first instance of Force healing was actually in A New Hope, after Luke was attacked by the Tusken Raiders. In the canon, he was doinked. And Obi-Wan was like, oh. And they say Obi-Wan used it to heal him because Luke had a broken collarbone. That's just a hypothetical thing out there. Now, if Obi-Wan is able to heal Luke then, after not using the Force for an extended period of time to hide out on good old Tatooine, then I think he was more than capable of healing Qui-Gon. You can make arguments for either side, but can you? The more you look into it, the more plot holes come up, and that's the big issue with the new Star Wars movies. They ignore established canon, and they bring in some of the Legends canon, and then you just get a mess. Was it an entertaining trilogy? Yes. I enjoyed parts of every movie, even The Last Jedi. At least the prequel trilogies, even though we all don't like Jar Jar Binks, kept true to the canon that was already established, and the Force abilities already established, and just kind of played off of that instead of just trying to, we need new stuff. That's kind of why Star Wars is kind of losing its luster a little bit for a lot of people now that Disney's got a hold of it. It just kind of seems like they're just throwing things out there. I don't know. It's a big oof. That about wraps it up for me on what I have to say about Force healing and Obi-Wan. I personally think he could have done a little bit more, but who knows. Feel free to add on to the discussion. If you'd like to correct me on some stuff or you got a different opinion, leave it down in the comments below. I'd love to talk to you about it. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video, share it if you want to. That's cool if you don't. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, where I'm most active, at DoodlyDooBoy. I love to talk to you there about life, anything basically. Instagram, don't know how to use it that well. Follow me anyways at AbeUf. I'll see you guys next time when I decide to film something. I don't know.
Misa called Jar Jar Binks. Misa, your humble servant.
Oh. Hello. You caught me in the middle of hanging up my Jesus poster. Ha! Just kidding. I hate this. I'm having difficulties. Oh. You caught me in the middle of hanging up. Why is it crooked? Oh my god. cannot do this.